guys, Kurosama here. So today we're taking a look at a new real grade, the RG Akatsuki Gundam. Now this model kit is one of the biggest of the year. It was the December release, and as you all know, the December release model kits are generally like the most sought after. It's like the big reveal, and this kit kind of was that. But in more recent days, with a lot of influencers and content creators coming out here and basically slandering my boy, it's a whole smear campaign going on against this new RG. And I, pretty much was in line on the first day to go, pick up this kit, build it, and I've been building it for the past about like 5-6 days, something like that. And I have my opinions on it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and address the controversy. The controversy is, and prepare yourselves, it uses, I know this is good, you might want to cover your kids' ears, this is just grotesque, it's unheard of. It uses the 2011 RG Strike Gundam frame. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so crazy, right? Now that last part is a lie. I actually wasn't in shock because Bandai has been doing this for as long as I've been in the goddamn hobby. They reuse what they need to reuse. If they can actually take a shortcut, they're going to take a shortcut. So then that leaves us with today's topic, which is going to be whether or not the Akatsuki is good because it uses the frame, or it's bad because it uses the frame. Now, I'm going to tell you all this right now. Sure, the hip has a little bit of looseness to it. That is pretty much the only thing I found troubling with this entire kit. Obviously, there's a couple parts that might pop off, but that's like every single model kit in some capacity. Like some model kits are going to be more sturdy than others, but a lot of model kits, if you're playing with it and kind of like, doing a lot of excessive poses and you're really like maximizing the articulation potential to get that really like dynamic pose, then yeah, you're probably going to have some things pop off. Some things might not stick, some things might not work. With the hips, they do tend to sag a little bit. Mine's didn't do a full sag, like it didn't just like collapse on itself, but there was a little bit of a sag, and I seen people shaking it vigorously in the air. Oh my god. For one, why? Well, it's not going to be on the shelf just shaking on like a motorized like rotor or something like that. Like it's going to be in a stationary position. Now we're going to talk about it in the air, pose wise. This is what you could do, guys. I don't want you to freak out. This isn't witchcraft. This is 100% a legal method. It is 100% proven to work. You can get some clear coat, and you can just put a little dab where the friction is, and it's going to have a tighter fit. I know that's crazy because you're like, oh, a paintbrush. I gotta get paint. That hurts, I know, because you're probably an out-of-box builder. You probably just, put it together, don't even clean up the nubs, throw it on the shelf, and you're like, it's a day. It's over with. I don't have to touch this kit ever again. It looks good. Well, hey, look, I hate to break it to you, but maybe for this kit, you might have to just put in a little bit of extra work if you are going to want a more firm, tight fit of the hips. Now, I'm going to say this. You don't really need that for this kit. I think people are just exaggerating. I think it might be a little bit of like malicious intent behind some people's post. I think maybe some people exaggerated too much. Maybe they rough handle it. Maybe they did something wrong. But I don't think it's just like unanimously like these do not like stay up at all. Mine stay up pretty well. But I put a little bit of a little clear coat inside, and it works so much better. It's super firm now. It's super tight, and I just did what any model builder would probably have done in my position. So I'm gonna say for this controversy of it being on a stand, being elevated, if it does not if it doesn't stay up, the legs, the hips, fix it. It's completely fine. Just fix it. Just be a model builder. Just put the clear coat inside. It's going to be firm and it's going to stand. Mine stands with no problems, so I don't know what to tell you guys. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I want to get that off my chest. God damn it. It was actually really annoying being on Twitter this past week and just like seeing the constant, not even just Twitter, it was also Facebook. I don't even get on Facebook anymore, but I just happened to get on Facebook one day and I was scrolling through and I saw a couple of posts of people saying like, oh, I'm so disappointed I don't get the RG Akatsuki. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, maybe you should leave the hobby. Yeah, I mean, go with the Gundam Universe line, to be honest. I don't think like every single kit needs to be like a 100% color accurate, the most firm, like the most, stacked model kit, the most revolutionary model kit. It just seems like almost every kit that has been coming out recently, people have some kind of gripes with it. And I'm over here sitting pretty happy building EGs and SDs, and I'm just like, fucking kits are fine, man. Just paint it, do work. But that's it. That's all I want to say. I hated it. I hate complaining because it's not my personality. But anyways, let's go ahead and get on with the review. So before we actually get into the full review, let's talk about the excess parts, which you saw right there. It's just going to be a few of the like frame parts. You don't even use all the frame. You use just the legs and the arms. And then here's just some extra leftover parts on the runner. Now looking at the details, look, I get it. It's plated, so a lot of the details are going to be lost just in the overall coating, but I still think it looks amazing. And I still see a lot of the details, like there's some like vents or something in the legs as well as in the arms, a few panels here and there, but I mean, I don't know, maybe my tastes are different. Like I am all for a very blank kind of canvas, if you will. Like there's enough color separation, there's enough details to show through that makes me still appreciate this mobile suit. And anyways, this is lore accurate. In the anime, it is plated. It is coated with like an anti-beam material that is super glossy and super shiny. So when people are saying like, oh, I wish it wasn't plated, or, oh, the plating is horrible, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, this is great plating. It reflects the light perfectly, and I think it just looks absolutely wonderful. And I can tell you right now that when you're seeing this in person, you will have a change in opinion, because a lot of you are likely seeing this through some, photographs, or you're seeing it through maybe a couple of reviews. And that's your impression. That's probably going to be your initial impression. And I think cameras just don't capture the magic the same way the naked eye does. When I see this in person, and even when I'm handling it, it's just so, I don't know, it's so therapeutic in a way. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels so right. And it feels so amazing to put into various poses and to just display it on the shelf and just spinning it around. Now, mine still has a lot of nubs on it because I started rushing at the end of it. I was trying to sand everything down, really get it all nice and detailed, but I was like, you know what? With the plating and the way that it reflects light, is like I'm probably not going to see any of those nubs unless I'm starting to like really overanalyze the mobile suit, the kit itself. So yeah, you're going to see some nubs here and there, but it's completely fine. And here you can see a nice separation of the armor when you're bending that knee. And then it has such a magnificent ab crunch that basically bends in multiple places within the body. It's so good. And next, I know a lot of people are going to complain about the legs. Look, the feet have a great bend. The overall articulation for the shoulders and the arms is magnificent. I personally don't have any issues. I don't know, I fixed it up a little bit just so I could tighten it up. And even before me tightening it up, it was good. Now, a little problem I do have is going to be that little molding crease right there from the molding process. That's pretty bad. And I'm just displaying more of the articulation with the legs. Yeah, no issues whatsoever. It looks really menacing. Now, one little neat thing about this kit is that it has an open hatch, and I know real grades have that in the past, but I just thought it's pretty neat. Now for the stickers, I opted to not use them just because I feel the kit doesn't need them. It looks great plated, so yeah, I'm not using them. Now for accessories, it is going to have some closed fists. a trigger hand for the rifle, some open expressive hands that I love and I definitely want to utilize them in some kind of capacity. And lastly, your accessory holding hands. And next is going to be the Oowashi unit. Looks really good. I mean, it's one of those units like for a pack that I think is probably the best pack in all of Seed. That's going to be a hot take to many, but when I watch Build Fighters and I saw that pack for the Build Strike, I was like, wow, that actually like really works for the Strike. And although I did still know about the Akatsuki in the past, I really wasn't like that obsessed with it. But after Build Strike, I really just like had to have this in the best form. And unfortunately, I didn't really care that much for the high grade, nor did I really care for the no grade. And this thing also has a hatch opening gimmick, which is just amazing. And it connects to the back flawlessly. Now this is where the kit really shines, is when you have that backpack on and you just stylize it. Like it has no weapons on it right now, and it still looks amazing in my opinion. I think it looks great. And next we have the Type 71 Prototype Defense Shield. Probably one of the coolest shields in Seed in my opinion. I think it just really works extremely well. And obviously with that three-tone color separation between the gold, the white, and the black, I mean, this just looks so good on this unit. I couldn't even see this shield in anything else. Like this is a match made in heaven for this particular mobile suit. And next we have is the Type 72 D5 Beam Rifle. Looks good. It's nothing that stands out too much. It has some great surface level details, but the barrel is going to be utilized, or it's going to be utilizing the Strikes barrel, which is really weird. I don't know why they didn't just make a new part. But regardless, it looks fine. I know people complain about the tone, like the color tone difference. It does stand out, so I don't know, paint it. If you don't want to paint it, then I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but I think it still looks fine. You know, and adds an extra little layer to it. And you can always just do some very simple painting techniques. You know, you don't have to do a full thing of priming and all that. You can do some other painting. You can do some dry brushing, and it'll take away that intensity of the color tone difference. Now it can also utilize the prototype twin beam saber, so that way you want a bayonet on this rifle, you can definitely use that, and I think it looks really good like that. It's not the best usage of the beam saber in my opinion, but I think it looks really good still. So if you do want to have it in like a firing pose or even like a slashing pose, utilizing the rifle, it'll look pretty good. But this is where it's going to look its best is when it's actually the twin beam mode. Man, I love it. I should have did another pose. I was just kind of like going through the motions. But yeah, having like the expressive hand and having it kind of just like whip back like that, like I don't know. I think that's a great looking stance. This is like a really good pose in my opinion. If you're gonna go ahead and pose it with the twin beam saber, but hey, that's just me, you know, talking about my own poses. And if not in use, you can just store it onto either side of the side skirts, and it perfectly just tucks in right there. And next is going to be the Type 73F Kai High Energy Beam Cannons. These are amazing. I absolutely love them. Like I mentioned, Build Strike was like one of the mobile suits that like really rejuvenated life into me wanting to build model kits aside from age. And I just thought it looked phenomenal. But that's pretty much it. Like, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about when it comes to this unit because I think the kit itself speaks for itself. It looks amazing. It's one of those things that, like, yes, it has a high price tag, but you know what you're getting. You're getting a nice, just high gloss plated kit. So, look, I'm not going to tell you to get it. I'm going to tell you to make that choice on your own and not listen to a YouTuber much like myself. So, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.